there is a assault to my dignity, either conscious or unconscious. I start to think, this person's challenging my integrity. This person thinks I'm not smart enough. This person thinks I'm not good enough. This person thinks I'm not pretty enough. This person thinks whatever it is. It challenges my sense of self. And out there in the world, it's pretty easy to say, oh yeah, I don't feel that challenge. But in my partner, in my intimate relationship, I feel that challenge. And so I revert to subtle or overt ways of holding authority or preserving peace. Holding authority means that I am going to challenge you with a wall of words, as I'm doing right now.
I don't feel challenged.
I get on a rant. Can't stop talking. For someone like me, I research. I have lots of information. I've done all the research. I know all the exits. I know all the outlets. I know all the different ways of the physics that are involved, and I've rationally thought about all of these things. So it makes perfect sense. I'm making a logical argument. But really what I'm doing is I'm seeking to hold authority because I feel challenged.
Is this a good time to share our yellow
Please.
conversation?
Please.
I wasn't expecting that to come up in this particular conversation, but so Kelly recently came across a reel on Instagram where, and you explain the reel because you'll tell the story better.
It's this funny little meme where this woman walks up to her partner and she says, honey, do you understand women? And he says, oh, yeah, I think I understand women. It's, just kind of like understanding what the color yellow smells like. She goes, yeah, exactly. And in that moment, it dawned on me. That's it.
Guys, we're in the best place we've ever been in our entire relationship. And I honestly think it's partly because of that meme. Because lately when you don't understand something about me, where I'm not making logical, rational sense, I'm perhaps making more emotional sense to me, but not as much rational sense to you. When it's, like not over the big things, but the smaller things, you're like, okay, this is what yellow smells like. Yep. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
And I feel somehow seen and understood. And I commented about that to you. And you said, yeah, but that's also a choice that you were choosing to feel seen and understood. When I say that, and I was like, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. And that's true. It is a mutual generosity.
Yeah. It's not so much about the story. It's not so much about the language. It's that we've created a shared language.
Yes.
That's what makes it valuable.
Yes.
We have our own inside joke that works for us. Not that that's going to work for anybody else, but that we have had this conversation. We've agreed that, oh, I get too rational, and that's part of my strategy for keeping myself safe.
Part of the pattern.
Right? And I get to rewrite that by just going, I don't need to make sense out of this. And when I say it smells like the color yellow, that's just me catching myself and saying, I'm not going to do what I do and try to make sense out of this. I'm just going to let it go and accept that you are a special human being that I don't need to understand. I just get to love.
And I can choose to feel understood by that. And when you say that, and I feel your energy and it's so genuine, I feel such joy from how hard I see you embodying breaking past patterns. And it's also inspiring too. This is sort of the idea of what one of my dear friends, Jade Tita, refers to, our friend Jade Tita, as the white pawn principle, where it's you go first. Like you are the one who has to go first, not expecting everyone else to go first. You have to go first. And then you get to see how others respond as a direct result. And you might be surprised that sometimes when you start breaking your own patterns, then other people are actually quite inspired and energized to start shifting their own as well. And this goes deeper than just the trauma. This is looking at the strategies, the patterns, the things that we've created, some of which we are often not aware of until it comes up in relationship, until perhaps we unpack some of our trauma and then start to notice the patterns that we've developed around that's coming up in relationship. But once you have the awareness around it, you get to start behaving differently. And we're going to continue deepening into this conversation around not just self-awareness, but taking it into the next steps, which is actual embodiment, behavior shifts, relational changes. You ever wonder why you chose this partner and why they trigger you like no one else?
It's because on some level, we don't choose partners at random. We choose people who reflect the parts of ourselves that most need healing.
That's not a mistake, it's an invitation.
The relational compass helps you understand those patterns so you can respond instead of react. And finally, start moving toward connection again.
Take the free assessment at lipcouples.com/compass. Link in the notes below, and find your true north in love.